is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. I bring you guys our Week 3 pre-game press conference and team builder here for the St. Louis Rampardos, taking on the Gators here, Florida Gatrs, and Coach Gator himself, of course, one of the new coaches here in the GBA this season. Very good battler. I believe he's 2-0. We are 0-2 after a tough Week 1 loss and then a brutal Week 2 loss where I just didn't prep properly for a couple threats that I maybe should have prepped for. But that is life. That is how Pokemon goes sometimes, and that's how the league format goes. I can tell you guys, I've been incredibly busy these last couple weeks, and the few weeks coming up, I am just swamped. Like, my schedule is more packed now than it's been basically since launch of Sun and Moon. So I'm doing my best to try to dedicate time to these leagues, guys, but I can tell you I'm already pretty exhausted from doing 2 leagues, VGC, Shiny Hinting on Twitch, and all the other content in between, editing cage lock videos and all that other good stuff. I'm burnt. I'm like straight up just exhausted. I am totally 1,000,000% regretting doing 2 GBA type leagues, the GBA and the NPA, but I signed up for them, so I'm going to do them, so we'll try to have some fun. But let's talk about Gators' team here. He's got a very, very powerful team, obviously, with a couple of core threats, and I do want to address something. If you didn't hear, I did make a free agent transaction. I dropped Feraligatr on the team to pick up Golisopod. I understand that Feraligatr for Golisopod is not exactly the best one-for-one trade. I personally think Feraligatr is better than Golisopod, but if you look at Gators' team and you look at my team, I have 0 things that can switch into a Mamoswine, and I felt that Golisopod actually matched up against Gator relatively well, and I played Gator twice this season. So to me, the free agent move made sense. I understand again that Feraligatr is probably worth more than Golisopod is, but in this matchup, I needed something on my team that can switch into Mamoswine at least decently and hopefully dish some damage out. So you'll kind of see my team breakdown there. But he's got a Latios. Latios is his Z Crystal user. Could bring a number of different things, but typically we're going to probably see it drop some Dracos. Heatran, of course, can be very bulky, could be very offensive as well. Scarftran could be a stealth rocker this match. Mamoswine is the thing that decimates my entire team. Very, very offensive threat. Ground and ice type stab are very difficult to deal with. Galvantula, 108 base speed, sticky web user, probably the best webs user in the format, so we have to be very careful about webs, because if he gets webs up, he could just wreck me. Pyukumuku, of course. Don't sleep on Pyukumuku. It's not a Pokemon that has any offensive prowess, and it really only gets toxic in terms of that, but it can be really annoying. Can set up screens, can baton pass, can be just really annoying. Same with Whimsicott, right? Whimsicott, not the biggest offensive threat in the world, but can be really, really annoying through Tailwind and Encore and Leech Seed and things like that with Prankster. Heracross, of course, Pokemon I know very well. Hard-hitting Pokemon with Moxie or Guts, Choice Banded, Choice Scarf, number of different sets. Diggersby in the same regard, right? Very hard-hitting Pokemon with priority, with Quick Attack, good speed stat, can run Swords Dance and Agility. Kamala is his hazard remover aside from Latios, giving him a rapid spinning option. Relatively decent offensive threat, but typically just for rapid spinning purposes. Doublade, a Pokemon that has haunted me year after year. Not a big fan of that thing, but it's very, very bulky, especially with the EVLA, and it can set up Swords Dances. Duh, it's a freaking sword. aDrive, and gets priority through Shadow Sneak. And Hawlucha, very, very good Pokemon, man. Hawlucha can be very effective in this format, especially with those Unburden boosts, getting rid of its item, doubling its speed stat, and then potentially sweeping. So, a couple things to be careful of. So anyway, I did some prep here. I think we got a good team. I decided to just go on the offensive this week, you know what I mean? Like, I was building a team and I had some bulk on it, and I kind of like mixed and matched. I said, you know what? If I'm going to play Gator and I'm going to try to beat Gator, like, I'm just going to bring the offense and just see what happens, right? So that's what I decided to do. It may end up really hurting us, but it's all good, man. So first thing we're bringing is going to be our Gliscor here. Gliscor's got enough speed to outspeed Mamoswine, which is nice. Knockoff, Acrobatics, Earthquake, Stealth Rocks, Yachi Berry, Poison Heal. You might be like, why are you running Yachi Poison Heal? Well, the idea is the Yachi Berry is there to help me live a hit from Mamoswine. I can live an Ice Skull Crash, and I can live an Ice Shard as well. That could give me the chance to live the hit. That does obviously activate our Acrobatics and makes it double power. We've got the Earthquake there, of course, Stealth Rock for shenanigans, and Knockoff is great for Doublade, in case I can catch that switching in. Knockoff plus Earthquake has a chance to KO Doublade after Rock, so we do have that. It's a very specific scenario, but it's a thing there. Some more offensive this week. I didn't really want to bring defensive, but yeah, I feel like it's pretty solid, so that's what we're rocking with there. Our next Pokemon is going to be that Golisopod, Guzma, making its debut here. Aqua Jet, First Impression, Poison Jab, Liquidation. First Impression actually does one-shot Latios, which is pretty cool. Assault Vest there to just kind of take some hits. Obviously, the ability is terrible, Emergency Exit, but it is what it is. Aqua Jet does a good chunk to Mamoswine. Poison Jab for the Whimsicott, just in case he brings it, and Liquidation obviously hits everything else pretty hard. This thing's really good. This thing's really good against this team. Liquidation, obviously, for the Heatran too. So we have some opportunities here Fergalicious excuse me. Fergalicious to put in some work, so hopefully it can actually like do well, because obviously dropping, like I said, dropping Florida Gator was a pretty tough decision for us to make, but I really needed something that could switch to Mammoth, and even though he could run Freeze Dry or Stone Edge, at least I forced him to carry those moves now, you know what I mean? Whereas otherwise he would just run Earthquake, Ice Shard. Like, he's gonna run Earthquake, he's gonna run Ice Shard, he's gonna run Icicle Crash, right? So by having something like Golisopod, I can force him into running like a rock move or running Freeze Dry or whatever it may be, and that could help out the rest of my team. So that's kind of the logic there, and the priority is nice. Next Pokemon is going to be our Victini Victory here, rocking a specially offensive set, not Scarf this week. Victini is my favorite Pokemon to use in Leaf format, and you know, while this team has not done as well as I would like, I mean, it's 2 losses, it's not like a big deal, but it's definitely been a rough couple weeks so far. But Victini could definitely punch some holes in his team. Blue Flare, Focus Blast, Thunder Substitute. The Victory Star ability does boost Focus Blast and Thunder up to 77% accuracy, so just under 80, so it's a little bit more reliable at least. I hate running Focus Blast and Thunder, but I felt like it was necessary in this matchup. Blue Flare obviously hits everything, and Focus Blast will hit the Heatran. Thunder is there for the very unique situation if he brings Pyukumuku. Basically, like in testing, I realized that if he did bring Pyukumuku, it kind of stalls out Victini. Even though I can set up a substitute, it pretty much stalls me out, and I don't want to allow that to happen because there's not a lot of PP on Blue Flare and Focus Blast, so you do have to kind of keep that in mind. So that's why I put Thunder on there, and obviously a 30% chance to paralyze is pretty nice. So, well, I mean, I originally had Shadow Ball to hit the Latios, but I really felt like having Thunder on there for the Pyukumuku would be viable, because Blue Flare is going to do a decent chunk to Latios anyway, especially if he's offensive and I get a sub up. So hopefully the E-Belt can bluff a Scarf as well, which will be useful. The next Pokemon we're going to bring is our Ron Burgundy. Here, we're running that Assault Vest again, Rapid Spin, Power Whip, Earthquake, Shadow Claw. Very, very good Pokemon this week, running mostly offensive with, like I said, the offensive options there. Earthquake for Heatran, Shadow Claw hits the Latios and can one-shot, I believe. Obviously, Power Whip for Mamoswine, things like that, Pyukumuku, so on and so forth. Excuse me. Shadow Claw does do a lot to Doublade, which is nice as well, so that's pretty cool, because Doublade's like really problematic for me, and this also gives me a really good switch into Diggersby too. I know he can run Knockoff, which is the thing, but aside from that, like, I take both the ground type and normal type stab pretty well, so we do have that, but Diggersby hits really hard, so it might not even matter, but at least it can deter him from using some of those moves. Now we're bringing the power, guys. Otherwise, I've got Haxorus here. Decided to bring a Choice Scarf variant of Haxorus. Never really tried it. I'm not too familiar with using Haxorus. I mean, I know the gist of what it does, but either way, Dragon Claw, Outrage, Earthquake, Poison Jab with the Scarf. We got speed everything on his team. Dragon Claw one-shots Latios. Earthquake just decimates his team. Can two-shot the Doublade potentially, and just really like destroys him. If I can get rid of, like, for example, say Latios goes down, like this thing can come in and just click Earthquake and like destroy his team. Same thing goes if I get rid of Heatran or Doublade, one of the two. If he brings both, whatever, I'm bringing this thing and just click Outrage, and it like absolutely bodies his entire team, so without the need for setup, which is nice too. So that's a really good thing. Obviously Ice Shard from Mamo, Quick Attack from Diggersby does a lot, but we can live one. So, and last but most certainly not least, we've got our Big Daddy Havoc here, rocking a Choice Banded variant. I was thinking about bringing Dual Scarfers again, but I was like, nah, you know what? Forget it. Let's just bring Banded Terrakion. Why not, dude? Like, at this point, it's whatever. So EQ, Stone Edge, Close Combat, Quick Attack, man. EQ does 2-hit KO Doublade, which might catch him off guard. He might not expect that. Obviously, it could give him a switch into Latios, but at the very least, I could at least really dent that thing and put in some work. Close Combat really wrecks his team. Even Latios gets two-shot by it, which is pretty cool. Stone Edge hits things really hard, can one-shot the Latios as well. So lots of really big threats here. If I can get rid of that Doublade if he brings it, that's going to be one of the key aspects to this matchup for us to win, because I do have the hard hitters between Haxorus, Terrakion, and Victini putting in the work. I have the Pokemon there to put in the finest in terms of offensive threats, and then I have some support options. We'll see how it goes, man. I decided, excuse me, not to bring Clefable, of course. Clefable would have been really good for Latios, but I wanted to bring the power. Like, I realized I don't have many defensive options to his team, and like, I figured I was just gonna go hard out offense, and it could end up working out really well, or it could end up not working out really well. Like, I just figured, all right, we're just gonna bring the power and see how it goes. See if we can just kind of keep Gator on the back foot and just rush him with some really hard hitting Pokemon and hope that maybe he doesn't bring Doublade or something, and something like Bandit Terrakion can just rip through him. I don't know. We'll see how it goes though, but it should be pretty exciting, and I'm excited for the match, guys. So again, sorry, I don't mean to be like a Debbie Downer about this situation. It's just I'm like, at the moment right now, I'm in a spot where I'm just so busy with everything, dude. It's like crazy, man. I keep trying to catch up on on all the work that I'm trying to do for Twitch and YouTube, and I just can't catch up right now, and it's getting really frustrating and really like tough for me to manage everything, because I don't want to give you guys like terrible content and terrible battles, and I don't want to lose matches, and I don't want to be a team that's not doing well, because previously we've pretty much done well every league I've been in, and then now things aren't going too well at the beginning of this season. And while it's still early and we can easily pick it up, I'm just concerned for my schedule over the next few weeks and how busy I am, because it's going to just make things even harder. And you know, I am putting the time into the leagues, but I can only do so much, and it is what it is, man. So we'll see how it goes, guys. I hope you guys are still hyped. I'm definitely excited. I think it'll be a lot of fun battling Gator. I'm excited to test myself against him and see how it goes. But definitely just trying to hang in there, guys, as best as I can. So thanks for your support as always. I hope you're ready for the match tomorrow. That's gonna be it for me, guys. My name is Dan. I'll aDrive, and I'm gonna catch you guys later. Peace.